Alright, so in today's tutorial, we're going to be tackling this render, specifically how to make all these meteors, or these rocks, and how to get them all to rotate with each other and look really cool. Before we get into the tutorial, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. We have these 6 new materials on the Patreon. If you want to support the tutorials, I have some more content coming out, some exclusive tutorials, some things like that, along with materials and breakdowns. So if you want to go support the tutorials, that would be awesome. As well as if you want to get this project file, it's available for $1 on Gumroad, or if you're already on the Patreon, you'll be getting this for free. So let's get into the tutorial. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and add a icosphere. It doesn't really matter what model you put in here, but I'm just going to make it smooth and bring my number cuts all the way to 10. So now we have this guy. Now, to do this here, we need to go to the Edit, Preferences, go to the Add-ons, and type in Cell. And you'll see Cell Fracture. Click this little checkbox, and then go to the Edit, Operator Search, and type in Cell. Click on Cell Fracture. And so now you get this dialog box. Now I'm going to do about source limit of, I'm going to say 500. And then right here on the noise, make sure you do this, bring it all the way to 1. If you don't do that, you'll get these really spiky cuts and they don't look like rocks and meteors. So you're going to want that. And there's all this stuff you can go in and play with, but we're going to keep it simple. So let's just do that and click OK. And now you can see the Cell Fracture doing its magic. Okay, so now that it's done, you can just click on this outer layer on the icosphere and just delete it. So now we have all these little rocks. If you hit B and box select up here, and then you go right up here to this little chain link icon, you can click individual origins, and you can actually scale them all down just to see what you have. Just a little tip there, some fun. But how do we turn this into a field of rocks, basically? So what we're going to do, make sure you select all of them by hitting B. We're going to go up to Object, Transform, Randomize Transform. So now on these location, you just take it like that, like this, like that, and you can make it longer if you want. Say I want to make it sorry, that's the middle one, make it longer. Now you have this crazy meteor field. And then you can set up a camera, Shift A, oops, that is a speaker, camera, and we'll just try to line it up here in the front, Control Alt 0, snap it to view. And we can just do a quick animation. So we'll start maybe right here. And we'll take the Y-axis here, hit this little dot for a keyframe, go to the very end with this little dot. Doesn't really matter. This is just sort of you can put as many frames as you want, but I'm going to keep it at 250. And then we're just going to go straight through our rocks and then hit the keyframe. So when that happens, now we're going through all these rocks. But they're still now in space. They can stay still if you want, but I want to make them move around. So I'm going to click this guy in the middle. Just pick one that you can kind of see and not get confused with all the other ones. And with that one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, over here on the rotation, I'm going to hit the keyframe, 1, 2, just like that. And I'm going to click to the very end, and I'm going to type in 360 degrees on both. You can really put any number you want, but I like 360. I tend to do a lot of loops. And if we press play, you can see he's doing his rotation. Now, what we can do is let me hit the little, on our camera, hit this little eye icon so it's eliminated from the scene. So what I want to do is click a rock and hit A to select all of them, and then hold down Shift and click that middle rock again. So that the rock is the last thing you select. Then hit Control L and then link, that's a Control L thing. Click Animation Data. And when you do that and you press play, all of them are rotating together with that same animation data. And you can randomize it if you want. Maybe you can like select one here, go to select, and then select random, and then you can put different animation data on different ones that you select, and you can use the sliding bar right here and play with the random seed. So same thing, and you can just make them all have a little bit of different animation data as you play with it, and you have a really cool rock animation here. So there you go, that's the tutorial. All I did really in the other render was add a volume object and add a noise texture to these rocks. And I rendered it out in Eevee, but for the thumbnail of this video, I used Cycles, and it looks far better in Cycles. Just a heads up, Cycles looks better here, especially with volume. So there you go, that's the tutorial. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.